All right. What is your name?
Nicholas Grissett,
Where's you from?
Chicago,
Which neighborhood?
Inglewood,
How long have you lived in Chicago?
all my life.
Okay. What role do you play in your community?
Um, I feel like I don't really play that big of a role in my community. I'm just a student, so I'm in and out all of the time because I have after school activities. But I don't really have no role in my community because I'm not really there that much.
What's the definition of community?
Um, a group of people who live in the same area and are usually a part of the same things.
Okay. How have you been impacted by your community?
Well, me personally, my community is not a very good community. So, my community has people thinking, like, if I tell them what community I'm from, they'll give me like a side eye, like, "Oh my God, that's a bad community," because the way the media portrays my community is affecting the way people look at me.
Okay. How would your life be different if you lived in a different city or town?
Well, if I lived in a different city or town, I feel like my life would still be. I feel like it wouldn't be as good because I've been used to this community. I know how to, get around the ins and outs. No, but it's a busy place. It's a lot of things going on in Chicago. So I feel like any place out of Chicago, I wouldn't really feel too comfortable because I don't know what's going on there, and I'm not really used to it.
If you could change anything about your community, what would it be?
The violence, I would definitely change the violence. It's a lot of violence going on in my community. A lot of people getting killed, kids getting shot. I would definitely have them fix abandoned houses because abandoned houses are one of the biggest things going on in Chicago. Uh, you know, you could tear those down and make new things for the community, like children's centers for children to go after school instead of having them on the streets playing outside and everything. They could have somewhere else to go, like parks and everything. You could rebuild stuff and make neighborhoods much better.
Okay. Why would you change that?
Um, I would change it because without communities and all these abandoned buildings, it brings down the morale of the community. Like people will look at your community and be like, "Oh, that's not a good place for me to go. I wouldn't want my kids over there. I wouldn't want them to live there because all they see is violence." But if you build something like a community center for the kids, then that lets parents say, "Oh, okay, maybe it is safe over there. They got people over there watching them." You feel me? So that really changes people's view on the community because they now have a place for children to go instead of being outside just doing whatever.
Okay. How do you think your community is viewed by others?
I think I said this already. My community is not viewed too good because of the way the media portrays it. They only show the violence. Uh, yeah, the media only shows the violence and they don't tell you about the good things that go on in the community. So people that are outside of the community only look at it as bad.
Okay. If you think this view is wrong or unfair, is there a way to change how your community is viewed by others?
Definitely. Try to get the media more involved in looking at things like neighborhood watches. Neighborhood cleanups. If you had them pay attention to more of the good things, then you could change the way people see your community.
Oh, how? Oh, wait, how? Like, how you think it can change other how they view it?
How could that change the way it's viewed?
Mm-hmm.
Like I just said, if you get the media to show good things, then it'll stop people from thinking, this is just a very bad community. I don't want people to go there because they see that it's not just all bad things. It's not all violence over there. There's good things going on for the community as well.
Okay. All cities have to deal with issues like violence. How does the issue of violence in Chicago compare to other major cities?
Well, I feel like because Chicago is like one of the biggest cities in the U.S., it's a big problem because we got a lot of people here and we also have a lot of deaths here. So that's the first thing they hear about. And then when you looking at the news, you see everybody trying to leave, and there's a lot of bad things going on. So compared to other cities, the violence in Chicago is, you know, it's more out there because we're such a major city.
Okay. If you was in charge of the media, what would you show And what would you change the perception of how people view your community?
Well, if I was in charge of the media, I would just I would show some of the violence, but I wouldn't really make that the main focus of the community. I would let people know what's going on in the area, like what they need to watch out for, but I would also show the good things in the community, like look for people who are helping out their neighborhood, cleaning up, watching out for the kids on the streets. I would show good things more than the bad things. I would just like inform people of what's going on. Like maybe you need to watch out for this person in your community, but I wouldn't really too much focus on all deaths. I would be more focused on the good things to bring up the community and not bring it down.
Okay, what are the top three issues, concerns, etc., that you would like to address and start a dialogue with your community?
Violence, mental illness, and I don't really have a third one. Oh, poverty.
And why would you change that?
Because those are, you know, really the biggest problems in basically every community. Poverty brings down the community a lot, and poverty really contributes to the violence and the mental health that was stated. You know, uh, if you poor, you want to go rob somebody and try to get up. That's what a lot of people do. So that adds to the violence, and then a lot of people that grew up just being poor and seeing all this stuff going on in their community, and there's nothing they could do about it. It starts to take a toll on their life, leading to mental health issues.
Okay, how do you see Chicago in the future?
Well, in the future, I feel like Chicago is going to be a safer place because there's a lot of new things being built around Chicago. You got more communities, more schools. They're getting drug dealers out of some communities. I feel like Chicago in a couple years is going to be a much safer place for children.
Is good or bad?
And that's good.
Okay, let me see. Are there any other questions I did not ask you that you feel I should ask other in your community?
No, I think you touched on everything.
Okay, thank you.